Hey guys, it is Scott the Steamroller Steen with Steamroller Picks. We are it's Sunday, guys. It's the Sunday we've all been waiting for. It is the 7th of September. It is Sunday of week 1 of the NFL, and we are going to talk some NFL here in just a minute. But before we do, let's check in with yesterday's college action and see how we did. Well, we certainly didn't come out of the box strong, as we had Oklahoma State plus 28.5. That might have been a good first quarter number, but that was a brutal beatdown at the hands of the Oregon Ducks. But you know what? We got off the mat. It only cost us one loss. We got off the mat and won the next two. We had Western Kentucky Toledo over 58.5. Toledo really had to do just about all the heavy lifting in that one. Western Kentucky touchdowns came infrequently, but they got enough to help Toledo push that one over the total. And we had Nebraska versus Akron. I never did see the final there. Did Akron ever score? I do not know. I know I stopped watching like sometime there in the late third quarter, and Akron had not stopped scoring yet. So it looked like all of our thoughts on that one absolutely came true. Akron did not score. 68-zip. There you go. That was the final in that one. So 2-1 there. And the premium side, again, started out really well. We had Illinois minus 2.5. That was a close game for a while. They pulled away from Duke. We had FIU plus 41.5. And I just thought that was too many points against this Penn State team that really hasn't showed much to these inferior opponents. They are saving it. Then things got a little sketchy. We had Navy minus 20.5 in a game that was delayed. Navy showed up in the second half. It was tied at halftime. They ended up winning by 14. Had the ball at the end, but just had no reason to drive it down there and ended up killing the clock deep in UAB territory. And but then we had South Florida plus 17.5. I don't know how for real that Bulls team is, but they've certainly beaten what we thought were two pretty good teams in Boise State and Florida. And then we finished up kind of a heartbreaker, San Diego State, Washington State. We were sitting on 42 late in the game with about 4 minutes left. Washington State was content to run the ball and not throw it. They were up by 16 points, and they decided to go for a field goal down about the 7-yard line, whatever it was, that would have made it 45. They go to kick the 25-yard field goal, whatever, and it's blocked, bounces right up into the hands of the San Diego State guy, and down the field they go. So I think we most likely would have won that under. But we just and then Washington State came right back down and scored, and then it went crazy. So, but that was actually you look at the final and you go, wow, that was a terrible play. But in reality, we had a really good shot of winning. I guarantee you we were higher than 50-50 favorites at that point. So 3-2 on the premium side, 2-1 on the free side. That's 5-3. Yeah, and you're not going to give me any medals, but you know what? I'll take 5-3 every single day of my betting life and be super happy about it. So let's talk about today's action, shall we? We're going to come out of the gate strong, and we're going to play a little 4-team teaser. All right? That's right. That's right. We're coming out strong. There were some really teasable numbers here that got my attention, so we're going to go ahead and play that. We're going to start off. This is the game we need to hit in the early window. All right? If we could at least hit one in the early window, at least we'll be watching the afternoon games with a purpose. We're going to take the Commanders from 6.5 down to a half point over the Giants. So basically a win, no tie there, and we're good. We're going to take the Broncos down from 8.5 to 2.5. We're pushing that through 4 and 3. I will take that as they host the Titans. Lions are playing the Packers. I'm going to take the 2.5 for the Lions, and we're going to make that 8.5 for the Lions. All right. And finally, we'll finish up with the Sunday night play, Ravens, Bills. Bills at home, getting a 1.5. Throw a 6 on there. Let's get 7.5. All right. So yeah, let's do it. Commanders, Broncos, Lions, and Bills. 4-team teaser pays $240. Those are all through FanDuel, by the way. That's usually the book I use. I don't know if I mentioned that, but it's probably the book that's most accessible to most people in the United States. So FanDuel is the one that I'm usually getting my lines from. All right. So Commanders, Broncos, Lions, and Bills. At the end of those 4 games, you guys can join me as we pick apart winning ticket and head back to the window. There you go, everybody. Thanks very much, as always, for checking in. We've had a pretty good week. So if you've made a little money with us, if you've If you've cashed a ticket or two, I'd appreciate it if you just take a second and hit that like button. Smash the thumb. Thank you very much. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, now is an excellent opportunity. Make sure you ring that bell. You get notified every time we put up brand new content. And finally, I want to know what you're playing. I'm a curious sort. No, we have a little contest every day where everybody puts their plays in the comment section. You make money, you make a profit. That's what it's all about. And I will give you the shout out. You make enough profit, you can be the capper of the day. So, without further ado, let's take a look and see who made money yesterday, shall we? You know, Captain Brian made money. If it's a day with a Y in it, there's a good chance Captain Brian made some money, and he did yesterday as he had Mississippi State plus 6.5. That was a fine play there as they ended up winning that one outright. He had Kentucky plus 8.5, and Ole Miss had all they wanted with those Kentucky Wildcats. That hit. UTSA did not hit. They were 3.5-point favorites. They ended up losing that game. So that's 2-1, and that was minus 115, by the way. So he goes 2-1 plus 85. Nice job, Captain Bry. The old T Train, you know what? He's back on track. He had Oklahoma -5. I was on a radio show last night or night before last, and I went the other way with that one. So nicely done there. I just seen this scenes too many times to believe, but they have Mateer, so he looks like the real deal. So I was watching the Washington State game. They're showing a lot of Mateer highlights. I'm like, oh yeah, he is good. So nice job, T Train plus 100. But your capper of the day, you know him, you love him. It's the Broncos / Dog Sled Devil. He had this one locked up early, kids. He had Cooper Manning, 250 or better passing yards, and he had Robertson over 280.5 passing yards. Both of those came in, and by mid-afternoon, Bronco Devil was sitting pretty. That paid plus 194 everywhere. So that's a nice job right there, Bronco Devil. Your 2-team parlay makes you the capper of the day. Nicely done to you. Nicely done to the rest of you guys that made money. Probably threw some live bets in there, made a little cash. Nicely done. All right. So Sunday, it's week 1. A lot of games. Everybody got to pace yourselves. Let's go out there and have a little fun, make a little money, and win, lose, or draw with this 4-teamer. I'll be back tomorrow to talk all about it. Take care, guys, and we'll see you then.